Hello, welcome back to the channel, back with another video, guys. Yes, this time we are looking at Cammy. We're going to go a bit in depth. We're going to look at her moves, her normals, her specials, my experience playing her, what I think about the character, how I think she'll do in this game. Spoiler alert, I think she's going to be good, but yeah, I'll explain why I think she's going to fit in really well and more later in the video. But before that, make sure you like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I'm trying to bring out as much videos as I can. When the game drops, going to be going mad, so watch this space. Without further ado, let's get into it. Cammy's normals in this game feel great. I think she's going to be a beast on the ground. Her normals coupled with her quick walk speed is really going to make her a formidable foe in footsies. I think her main strategy probably will be to get damage off of her footsie game, so she'll get a poke with crouch medium kick, for example, and then she can drive rush from there and get the party started. Obviously when she's got her dive kicks, which we're going to get into later, but that really helps in the ground game as well. Some of the normals that stood out the most for me, personally, I found Down Fierce really good. I thought that was a great normal. It's her main pressure tool. It's +1 regularly. Which means after drive rush it's +5, so you can imagine that will create a lot of unpleasant scenarios for the opponent. You're right in their face, you're +5, and Cammy's got great buttons to back it up close as well. Something to note with Down Forward Fierce as well is it has 4 active frames. So what does that mean? That means that if you were to do it on wake up, you could potentially make it +3 or 4. So it's going to be really good as a meaty. It's going to be a great pressure tool for her, and I think it'll be one of her more used buttons. Another great poke was crouch medium kick. Crouch medium kick was the party starter for me. It has amazing range. It's 8 frames as well, which is pretty decent for a crouch medium kick, especially considering how far it reaches. But yeah, from this, in this game it's very powerful to have a low that can go into drive rush. Well, she's no different. If anything, it's even more scary just because of her walk speed, and yeah, you'll get clipped a lot versus Cammy, I feel. Stand medium kick as well is a great poke as always. You don't really get much off it, but it is just a very nice check. You can just check the opponent in neutral, make sure they don't move anywhere. It's got a great hitbox as per usual, and yeah, another move I think will be used a lot by Cammy players. Now, another area she shines is with her light normals. Her light normals, they have great hitboxes and they can punish moves from quite far away. Very good for counter poking. I would use them as buffers very often, and they seem to work most of the time. Yeah, stand light kick has a great hitbox for beating lows like crouch medium kicks and etc. You can buffer it into a hard spiral arrow from there, and obviously from that you get Oki, you get pressure, and it really is a good way of safely checking the opponent from a distance. And coupled that with the stand jab. Now, stand jab is better for standing hurt boxes, so things that hit a bit higher, but again, very good hitbox, and I was able to confirm from very far away into spiral arrow and get the party started that way too. All of these together I really do feel will build a solid ground game for Cammy. The walk speed and all of the normals I mentioned, it's going to make her very difficult to deal with on the ground, and that's kind of always been Cammy's style. She's always been a beast on the ground. She's always been very quick, moving in and out of the opponent's range. She's always had really plus buttons. Now she doesn't have that in this game. They've kind of moved away from that, but she still has the solid pokes. Yeah, so I'm going to get into her specials. As for her special moves, now worth noting, she can charge up all of her special moves. She can hold down the button and she will get a enhanced version. The enhanced version basically is just the EX version. It will have the exact same properties. For example, EX spiral arrow, you get a combo afterwards. The charge version does exactly the same thing, so that's how that works. Now, her hooligan I think is going to be one of her most used special moves. I think the setups are going to be pretty nasty, man. I think it's going to be a heavy part of her game, and I really like what they've done with it. She never really had that much use for hooligan. It was a bit of a just throw it out there. It wasn't an integral part of her game ever in any Street Fighter previously. It was just kind of nice to have. Well, now it seems like it's going to be a big part of her game because it's her main mix-up potential. They've given her new moves. They've given her a fast fall out of it, which means you can do it quickly and then go low. They've also given her an overhead. Yes, Cammy has an overhead. It has a lot of hit stun, and it means you get a big combo afterwards. She also has a classic dive kick out of it, which functions very similar to it has in past games, and then she obviously has her hooligan throw as well, and again she's had this in past games, but now because she has the overheads, it means there's actually a mix up there, whereas before there was no reason never not to crouch. Now she actually has a way to mix you up, and if you do the EX version, you get a combo afterwards. So yeah, you're definitely going to want to watch out for that. Very scary mix-up potential with this move. Obviously you have a classic spiral arrow, everyone knows about it. It's her main combo ender, has very good Oki and setup afterwards. and it's very good for confirming from far away. Obviously it goes horizontally across the screen quite far, so very good for that, and also corner carry as well. She has a classic cannon spike as well that's making a return, of course, and it's a good anti-air, very good. I was using the hard one. I think the hard one sometimes was a bit slow, so maybe it might be better to use the medium or light version. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm sure they all work as anti-airs really well. Her spin knuckle I couldn't really find much use for. I know the OD version crosses up similar to SF5, her B skill where it goes to the other side. The regular versions are all in front, but yeah, again, if you charge up her special moves, you get the enhanced versions, so it means there might be setups where you can do a charge hooligan, for example. You don't even need to use the bar. Things like, for example, if you do a regular DP cancels into a level 3, it doesn't work. However, if you charge it and then do the DP, then you can cancel into the level 3, so it'll give her a little bit of extra execution there, similar to Luke in some regard, but yeah, nowhere near as difficult in my opinion. And of course, her main special, the dive kick. Now, this is obviously where Cammy shines and is a big part of her game. Obviously, when you dominate on the ground and you have all these good buttons, well, where else do you need to dominate? The air. So this is really what makes her scary, and always has done, is the fact that she can control the ground really well, and once she gets you to press buttons, then she can start dive kicking you, and she can dive kick those buttons, and she can get combos, and it just gives you something else to think about. You can then mix up that with regular jump-ins, and it's just, you know, it's a lot to deal with as the opponent, and it can be quite overwhelming, and that's why Cammy players can generally steamroll you very quickly. I think it's going to be no different in this game. I think it seems like a very good dive kick. The most I could make it on hit was +7, so that means that you can get, you know, crouch medium afterwards. You could get that crouch medium into drive rush into a big combo if you wanted. You know, you can generally always confirm lights as long as you do it at a decent height. But if you hit them in the toes, that's where it's plus the most. I didn't capture the frame data on block, but I can say for sure it's definitely, you can make it quite plus. I'm not sure how plus, because I didn't record it. Another thing worth noting with the dive kicks, as there is punish counter in this game, that means imagine someone does a crouch medium kick and you dive kick it. Well, that's going to be a punish counter, so that means that you're going to get extra frame advantage, and you may even be able to link something like a down fierce and get a full combo similar to the stuff we saw in SF4. You had EX dive kick and you could get down fierce into full combos. Well, I think that will be making a return just after punish counter. Also worth noting, you can do it very low. I didn't feel the need to Tiger Knee it once. I didn't actually try to see if I could Tiger Knee it, but I felt there wasn't much of a height restriction, and I didn't really get too many instances where I missed my dive kick, for example. So yeah, you can do it from a good height, and it just seems like a very balanced move. And of course, it's great for combos. The OD version, you can juggle afterwards. So I was doing her trials, and she had a lot of really cool juggles with it. You could do like the OD dive kick, and then you could do you know, a charged drill, or you could do a drive rush combo from there, and you could end in level 3, these kind of combos. So yeah, it's going to really open up a lot of combo potential for her, and it's going to be one of her most used moves, I feel. Yeah, that's about it. That's all of her moves I've gone over pretty much. I'm just going to give a quick overview. I think she's going to be a really good character, man. I can see her being top tier for sure. I think, you know, like I said, her main strategy would probably be to dominate the ground game. Once people start pressing buttons, you know, start sprinkling in the dive kicks and getting damage that way too. And then once you knock them down, then you'll also have, you can choose between the conventional pressure or drive rush pressure, or you can choose to then throw in the hooligan mix-ups as well, so then you can mix that up. You don't have to do one or the other, you know, you can really implement both, and it will make the opponent have to think about a lot of things. I think it's going to make her a nightmare to deal with. Also worth noting, in previous games Cammy always had low health, but as far as I know, everyone has the same amount of health in this game, so it does feel like she's going to have a little bit of an advantage, but we'll have to see how that pans out. Anyway guys, that's it from me. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.